Hello again, everyone. Ambassador Terry with another What Are You Doing recording with my special guest, Tony Martignetti. Tony, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm excited to have you. You know, you're doing some great stuff out there in the world, like so many of my guests. And ladies and gentlemen, you get to hear what he's doing as well. So, Tony Martignetti, what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm focusing right now on trying to improve how we're connecting in the workplace. And how I'm doing that is I'm creating pathways for us to create connection through knowing more about our stories, looking back and understanding who are we. It starts with us. We have to know ourselves. And so that might mean slowing down, understanding who are we, what's our journey to getting to where we are. And by knowing ourselves, we can connect better with others. And that connection that we're creating in the workplace is what allows us to make a bigger impact. It allows companies to progress well in terms of the innovation that they want to make or to do the impact that they want to make in the world, which is important. But it all starts with connecting and being able to understand the people around you. What are their strengths? What are the things that they want to get better at? And the more we get to know each other, the better our workplaces can be.
Excellent, excellent. Now you've written a couple of books too along this line, and
Yeah.
speaking and training on it. One of them is, I think, Campfire for Leaders or something like that, near and
Yeah.
dear to me, since I wrote a book similar to that in title anyway. Why don't you tell us about that book? It's an interesting read.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's called Campfire Lessons for Leaders. So you're pretty close. And the book's concept is really around this idea of understanding these powerful lessons of these people who have been through a journey on their own to getting where they are. I use this concept of what's called the flashpoint, the point in our journey that have ignited our gifts into the world. And as you listen to the stories of other people that I share, you're going to be able to look at your own journey through the same lens and allow yourself to figure out what are the things that have made me who I am and how can I re-examine my life in that context so that I can move forward more powerfully. Yeah.
Agreed, agreed. You know, the need for storytelling in presentations and speaking from the stage, teaching my clients, connect with the audience, be there, spend some time with the audience before you step on stage. And then when you do step on stage, you use those connections that you've received from speaking to different people in the audience. And when you deliver your story, because more and more people are more willing to hear a story than they are another speech, where it's just spewing information and it can lose a person pretty fast. All of a sudden, out comes the cell phones, etc. But
Yeah.
when you tell a story, stories are powerful. Stories
Yes.
take us back to the beginning of humanity when people were sitting around campfires and talking. The person got the most attention was the person who could tell a story. So, like TEDx, a lot of different things. Certainly, different places I've spoken as well. Um, Putting a story with your message is uh, super powerful. Super powerful. Tony, you talked about that as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that what you shared is just so powerfully this idea that like when we share our stories in a way that is really congruent with who we are, not just kind of like the great parts about who we are, but more about the vulnerable pieces of our journey that sometimes we want to turn away from, but we should be leaning into. And it allows us to really connect better with others. And that's why I like the campfire metaphor, because there's something about campfires that allows us to see it as these are not, business stories. They're stories about, the parts of us that make us who we are, that are more vulnerable and intimate. Because the fire takes that out of us. It makes us, want to be more real. And so I've actually created a program called Campfires of Connection, which is a follow-on to the book that I use with clients and with my with teams to get them to break down those silos and see how they can share more of their stories together.
Fabulous. Fabulous. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Tony Martignetti, thank you so much for being part of this, my friend. That was just fantastic.
Well, thank you for having me.
And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for supporting us and continuing. And I thank you as well. And for those of you who are stepping in to pick up the recording, thank you for doing so. We'll see you again soon. Hello, I'm Ambassador Terry. Let's talk soon.